This conference will now be recorded.
If I do, I just opened it up, so.
Would you? Okay.
Now, what
What
did you
do?
do? I had
Make it good.
ACL and meniscus surgery.
No, you didn't.
So.
Were you a golfer or something too?
I was.
Well,
But I was working at a water park a few years ago.
She's
got 2 meetings, so she's gonna do it from.
No problem.
But I'll give her.
Thank you.
I was working at a water park a few years ago, and I was in the catch pool at the bottom of a slide. And these two gentlemen came down in a tube together and barreled right into the side of me, to put it nicely.
Wow.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Oh, my
But
goodness.
we're 8 weeks out. As of yesterday, I got my big brace off, and we're down to one crutch.
Well,
So
you're gonna be okay then.
we're moving along
Yeah,
nicely.
Fill me in.
I hope so. That's the goal. That's what we're working towards.
Fill me in. We're just gonna say you will be.
Yeah, you'll be okay. Okay, so is there a go-to meeting? Is there an ID number she needs to?
It is just the activities committee one.
Okay, I'll tell her to look for that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call her right now.
Can I sneak in for this meeting?
Yes, ma'am, of course. There are some agendas there on the end of the table. Beautiful.
Okay. She said it's on go-to meeting and under activities, committee meeting. Yeah.
She fine.
Oh, okay. So she looking for it. Okay. All right. Bye-bye. She said she's trying to download it now.
Okay.
She's gonna be able to get in. All right. Get my notebook. Okay.
I believe we're just waiting for Terry and Megan.
Okay.
Say Terry's out for.
Is it?
Yeah.
Casino night pre-tickets, okay. I'm at my meeting. What's up? Your daddy said you left. Yeah, he said you just left. All right. All right, bye-bye.
Terry will be going in.
You want me to go?
It's okay.
Okay.
I'm on that. I'm on the move.
Hi.
Hello. Hi, how are you? God, there she is. Got in.
I'm glad you dressed.
Yeah, well, I was having some wardrobe malfunctions, but we're good now.
You know?
Yes.
I remember that during COVID, we,
Oh, yes.
the teachers.
The parents.
What I saw,
Oh, you
no.
We're not used to that. I was visiting like that today.
You can't unsee some of those things.
That's right. Walking around like, oh,
I know.
Yeah. In the background.
in the background, yeah.
So they will be joining us in just a minute, but we
Okay.
can go ahead and get started here. Hello.
Rhonda, she said hello.
Hello.
Sorry, I was on mute. Hello.
How are you?
I am marvelous. How are you?
Doing well, thank
She's
you.
hopping along.
I am hopping along but making do.
Well,
So
okay, one day at a time.
We're trying. Perfect. So we'll do quorum to order at 5:03.
Okay.
And then quorum, we do have 1, 4, and Terry and Megan. So 7 of us and myself. And then for prior meeting minutes, I do know that Megan has those. So we can always loop back to those once Megan joins in, if that's good with everyone.
Okay.
And then, shall we start with old business? Here's Miss Megan. Not a problem. We just did our call to order and our quorum. That's it. And then prior meeting minutes.
Yes, I emailed those to Nicole and Stephanie.
Okay.
And to the board.
Okay. So I did not get those through, so I unfortunately do not have a printout of those. But I can forward them along to everyone.
Okay.
I emailed them to everyone.
I think we
Okay.
have them.
Okay, perfect, as long as everyone has them then. And then we will get started with Labor Day, old business Labor Day. So we did do Labor Day up here at the plaza. We had our Labor Day luau. It was a very big hit. We sold 80 tickets via Event Group and then 26 tickets in the Matt Malia workshop, which they were included if you purchased a ticket to the Matt Malia seminar that he did here. We had Ben and Mallory Lewis, who Mallory, she was a server with us at golf. So a lot of the members loved seeing a familiar sort of face on the patio for the entertainment. And then we did what we called them passport stations. So everyone got a little ticket, they had little icons, and they got to go around the pool deck to different stations, get them stamped. The kids loved it. It was really interactive for them, and it was a really big hit. We had the grill station out there. Everyone, I think that'll probably be our new go-to sort of setup. Everyone seems to really enjoy when you can see it being made on the grill and the smell of the hot dogs and the outside cooking and it just kind of brings the pool party sort of theme together. So that was a very, very big hit. Labor Day was up here.
And the food was fantastic. They did a great job on the food.
Good.
It's gonna be
Like hamburgers and hot dogs.
Yeah, but they were cooked
Good.
perfectly. And
Oh, good.
we came later, so we weren't here right at the beginning, and everything was still as fresh as if you'd walked in the first thing.
Nice.
Did you get any feedback from the community?
Yes, we got a lot of good feedback. We included cotton candy and popcorn as one of the stations, and we did get feedback that the kids really loved that. That they thought it was a really nice sort of inclusion with the thing more catered towards the children's aspect of it. And yeah, everyone seemed to have a really great time. People were out dancing about, moving around, very interactive. So lots of smiling faces on the day, lots of good compliments. So we were very happy with how that one went.
I would totally agree.
I think I got one comment though from some adults. They stated that the food, I guess you were given one item, either a hot dog or a hamburger for $20 for the adults. So they thought that maybe they should have been able to get maybe 2 hot dogs or a hamburger and a hot dog for $20 for the adults. The kids package was $10.
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, and then that was with the food, they also got that drink and then the other stations with it too, but that is definitely something that we can
Yeah, because they
look
said a lot of them
into as
didn't
we
eat the
could-
cotton
Yeah,
candy and
Yeah.
popcorn, but they
Yeah.
could have.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Perfect. Any other feedback regarding Labor Day?
Wasn't here.
I'll say, I'd come up again. That says anything,
Good.
you know.
Good. So moving on to trunk or treat. So I know we had spoken about this previously, and I know you guys have done it before, correct?
Yes, I do have recommendation to move
Okay.
it from the parking lot to behind
Yes.
the plaza
So-
in the roundabout.
Okay, Plaza Roundabout, we're thinking this year.
Because a lot of, and then also moving it to an evening event because
Okay.
Halloween is more of a nighttime event.
Yeah.
The kids are in costumes. It's 100 degrees outside, you're all dressed up. It just is not very fun.
Yeah.
So I went around and I took pictures in that roundabout behind the plaza.
Yep.
You can line up the golf carts
Mhm.
in that circle on the inside.
Yep.
And then where the street comes in, you can line them out on the outside,
Yeah.
and it will cover the spaces that we usually use up here. And I know there's always, like, you need overflow parking for the people that aren't doing the trunk or
Yeah.
treat, they just need somewhere to park.
Yeah.
So I think
That
we
makes
use this
sense.
parking here as normal, and then have all the golf carts go
Yeah, do the event
behind.
in the backside.
Have some, either mark off, with a
Yeah.
little wood stake in the
Mhm.
ground or something, or having someone to direct them. And then having on the outside of the fence, maybe decorating all of that out where you enter in that back
Yeah,
part.
in the back
And then
fence.
use the pavilion for like the DJ and all that.
Yeah.
Have the kids parade around the pool or
Mhm.
whatever. And then in the lawn area
Mhm.
back
Yeah, over on
here,
that left-hand side.
you could have like your activities, your
Mhm.
events, and
The games.
it's going to be a lot more inviting than being on the cement. And, like,
Yeah,
it just
I agree.
seems- My kids, they don't even enjoy coming to it,
Mhm.
and they're 10 and 12.
Mhm.
So I just think it might make it a little bit more special, having it
Yeah.
behind the plaza
Mhm.
and decorating it and having it at night. So
Yeah.
I was thinking.
I definitely think at night is a big point.
When you say night, what time is that?
Like, I was thinking, so my thought was having it 6 to 9, maybe like the little kid stuff, you do like 6 to 7.
Yep, so I do have on here age categories, because I know when we did the Easter egg hunt, we had spoken about splitting it up into categories when we did it previously. Is that something that we want to look into to do for the trunk or treat, or do we just want to leave it as to everybody, or?
So when we did the judging, who was with me last year? We did the judging, and then it was like the little kids, and then it was like 4 to 7, so we announced that.
Okay,
But I think it just can be presented a little bit better than in the past.
I think when you're talking about the age time, you're talking about as far as the time segment. So if from 6 to 7 or 8,
Yeah.
you do the trunk or treat, they go around the bags and then you bring, okay.
yeah.
Yeah, and then you
Yeah.
have like your little parade, and then
Right.
you have your whatever, and
Right.
then
Yeah.
maybe you have something, 8 to 9 or 7:30 to 8 for the older kids that are like 12, 13, kids
Different
Oh.
activities, right?
have something like a
Yeah.
glow-in-the-dark pool,
Yeah.
something, or,
Okay.
because my kids at that age, the kids aren't dressing up anymore.
Mhm.
So maybe have like a glow-in-the-dark pool party, or, you put the DJ under the pavilion, and you've got like a laser light show, and, just something on the lower deck
Mhm.
for that teenage.
Yeah.
And then up here, because you're gonna have the parent, you wanna keep the parents here, have like food and drink
Yeah.
specials.
Yeah. Going for the.
But
Yeah.
have it be 6 to 9 instead of like 1
And
to
then
5.
I believe Halloween's on a Tuesday this year, so are we thinking like the Saturday
Saturday
beforehand?
Mhm.
Yeah.
That'll be 28th or so. Evening 6 to 9.
And I know that the Lostras have a big party, but they haven't picked their date yet. So if we announce,
Ask Terry, because I just had a conversation with him a couple days ago. Somebody who usually has a big party isn't having one, but I don't remember.
the Lostras.
Okay.
Because after we had our last meeting, they were somewhere and I asked Sandy, I was like, are you guys having your party? Like, we need to know.
Yeah.
So I think that Saturday before is when we should have it.
Our thing will be on the 28th.
Yes.
Yeah, 28th, that's Saturday the 28th.
And I think 6 to 9.
Yeah, I think that'll be,
And then
Perfect.
another thing, I know you can appreciate this because we volunteer a lot. I think we start decorating like the week of. You know, in the past, it was me and Gary, 9 AM in the heat, trying to decorate. And then it needs to be an ongoing process.
I
where
agree.
the staff is decorating.
I agree.
Yeah, we were out
It's a
front.
hype
Yeah.
for the
Yeah.
event.
Yeah.
Like people's, oh, what's going on?
Yeah.
When is it? So
Yeah.
I think that staff needs to start decorating like that Tuesday.
How many kids do you expect? Oh, sorry.
That's okay. I was just gonna say, we've talked in the past about getting volunteers because it becomes a lot when it's on just a few of us. So we had mentioned before, and I don't know if we still want to do this, if we have to start looking at who's going to take the lead on some things because it's too much for one person to always, be responsible. And then you have different volunteers. Like I have lots of friends that will volunteer for one thing,
Yeah.
but they're not going to volunteer. I can't keep going to those same groups
Yeah.
of people. And that's kind of where I am right now because they all volunteered for this last, with the National Night Out.
Night Out,
to
yeah.
us. And so, somehow distributing, so that we're all kind of working together as a team, each person taking something, I don't know.
And piggybacking off of that, when I sent the minutes last month, I made mention that I think every committee member should take one event, and that's their event that they promote. They make
Yeah.
sure that flyers are made, that we're being decorating on time.
Yeah.
So everyone,
I like that.
Yeah.
takes ownership and then finds the volunteers, promotes amongst their friends. Because when we did the Disney bingo, like Dawn did Disney bingo, but a lot of people donated stuff because it was Dawn.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah,
think
a lot of
if
help.
we could, if we
Yeah.
own an event, we can get more of the residents to.
Yeah.
Because
I
that
agree.
Disney event
To
was
commit.
amazing because there were so many volunteers.
Yeah.
Even down to the planning because they all worked together on even like passing the cup or so, the prize or something.
Yeah.
So every little detail was planned. And so that's really has been our focus these last few times is how can we, get enough people so that we have those details down? Because when it's good, then we have more people coming next time.
All right.
I agree.
And I think Nicole mentioned that we were going to put an activities volunteer list
Like
out
volunteer
there.
list, yeah.
So that
Still
for
have
the
not done
community.
that.
So,
Like, we need to have
Yeah.
a survey
right.
with what type of events people want, who wants to volunteer. I think it needs to include, and I've sent the survey questions to Nicole and Terry. Yeah, I know things get jumbly, with
I
life,
made one
but
too. I made one.
asking
here ago.
people where they work, who's their employer, do they own a business, do they want to sponsor? Because that will give us our list of people to go to and say, hey, can I get like that lady that was at a board meeting that works for.
Stanley.
Yes, Stanley. She'd be willing to donate a shop vac. That way we know, like when we have these different events, we can tailor to who we're going to ask for stuff if it pertains somewhat to their business. So I really think a survey needs to happen soon.
And which
And-
survey system do they use, like MailChimp or?
Do you guys do SurveyMonkey or?
Yes,
SurveyMonkey.
SurveyMonkey.
And then too, along those same lines, we have to get that volunteer list out now.
Right.
We're looking for, like, it needs to go out tomorrow.
If we're looking
Really.
for like
October.
golf cart parade,
Right.
December stuff,
Yes.
casino night, yeah. So if we were, let's say I draft a list of survey questions and send it to the committee, who would be the one to actually be able to send that out for the committee?
Like via Connect.
I don't mind creating it if you need it, but then,
I can send it out via Connect. I have access to do that.
Okay.
I've been the one that's sending out the communications recently via Connect,
maybe
so I
we
can do that.
Formulate a I have the one that Nicole, me and Terry did.
and I think I still
kind of
have.
sitting
one.
there. Maybe we can collaborate and then
Okay.
get that to Faye.
Okay.
And how many people are on Connect?
I wonder,
2,000.
I am not.
Well,
I can't even get
signed
on.
up.
I'm not either, I tried.
Really?
Yep, I've been trying for months.
I'll say, when I went in just the other day, because I was looking for something from the board meeting to be uploaded from Stephanie, my Connect only says 75 members.
Really?
Yes.
So my email threads go out to 2,239 emails, to be exact.
200 and
2,239 something.
wonder how many of those hit spam, because
Yeah.
you do
Yeah.
do you do them in, is it a bulk where it could get flagged?
I would assume so, yes, because it comes from the First Service residential email. So, yeah, I would assume that it probably would go to trash or spam or
Mhm.
whatever, because it does come from like a big corporate sort of email.
So can we, not to speak out of turn here, can it be added to like the weekly notes that gets mailed out? Because those seem to come. Okay.
Hey, Rick.
Yeah.
So here's an agenda. This is Richard Crowe.
Hi.
You all don't know him.
So, and then also add to weekly. Yes. Yeah, that one we can. Very well.
But you guys, I mean, you guys, how long have you guys lived here? I mean, I'm relatively new. Yeah. So if you guys can't get on the system.
3 years,
I think we had problems initially, but I worked with Nicole and I was able to get in. Once I got the link up, she told me what I had to do. It was something quirky that was going
Yeah,
on.
like it doesn't recognize my address.
Yeah.
It's
So
weird.
Huh, yeah,
Connect.
interesting. Yeah.
Do you have the app or just try to use it on the computer?
The app.
Interesting. Well, that's good to know that,
I think Facebook, I think so many people live by Facebook.
yeah, that is something that we're working on, is the old Facebook,
Yeah.
Hi, Tom.
trying to get there. Okay, so survey, we'll definitely get one of those out for the volunteers. Anything else regarding trunk or treat? Hello, Miss Dawn.
Do we need to plan that?
So do we want, so here's kind of the problem, like with things in the past.
Mhm.
You know, I know we discuss them, but who from First Services standpoint is executing and like,
So I'm going to get all of this put on the calendar. That's actually why we're recording, because Nicole is going to listen back
Yeah.
into it. So, I mean, these are a go-ahead as long as we get the
right,
okay to do them.
but as long as, so like if we discuss that it's gonna be behind,
Mhm.
like how do us as a committee, like how do we coordinate with First Services to make sure what we are wanting
Mhm.
might get executed?
So I'll have to run that via Stephanie in order to utilize that back roundabout there, since it is technically part of the community road back there. But have they shut it down before? I've heard that they have.
They had a trunk or treat back there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I
Several
heard
years
that
ago.
they have.
Yeah, and we used to do golf back there
Mhm.
too.
Yeah, golf carts.
Yeah,
Well, the
A
drive,
couple
like
years
the-
ago, they did it back there.
Yeah.
yeah, so I don't see it being an issue, but that is just something I'll have to run by Stephanie with her being the association manager, and then other than that, it shouldn't be any sort of an issue.
So in the past, sometimes they would do where they would put out there like any donation. So the people that did the trunk or treat, then they would give them their donations. But they've also done it where whoever is doing the trunk or treat would provide their own donation. So,
Yes.
you know, I don't know what they're doing, but.
Okay, and which way do we?
That's a huge win.
So here's what I'm getting
Do we
at
prefer?
is, like, you're new to events. Nicole was here last year. It just, every year it's like maybe different people in charge. How do we make sure that it's executed better if you're like the first time? Or-
I think if we get this list of volunteers together, I mean, between all of us, I think we can put on a really great event with the hands that we have here between us all. I mean, we're all definitely have some good ideas and
Right.
everything.
And then as far as marketing, because if this event's gonna be in 5 weeks, 6 weeks,
We need to,
you know, like the flyer needs to be already, like we need to be making the flyer tomorrow.
Yeah.
So.
Needs to go out right away.
Yeah, well, we can get everything out before end of weekend. Because
So is there
I'm here the
something-
next 2-3 days anyway, so.
Who's the marketing guru?
Well, so is there something that maybe you can send to us or, you know, I will volunteer to take on trunk or treat as, you know, one of the events that I oversee, just because I have kids and kids event, and it's right around the corner, but,
Can I ask a bunch of questions? One,
No.
are you having it there or there?
no.
trying to move it.
No,
We're gonna have it on the
back.
back.
And then you have it open. Does anybody kind of look at who's coming in and out or not? I mean, I don't think it's a problem. I'm just asking.
So I would think if they're able to get in the gates, I would think it would be
Yeah,
more
probably.
private
Yeah,
than if we have it here.
Yeah,
And
I
then-
agree, because to get to that section, you have to come
You have
through
to get through
the
the
arm
gates.
gate,
Every
yeah.
time we have trunk or treat in the parking lot, it's so hot.
Yeah,
Blacktop
Right.
is miserable.
that's what we were talking
It's
about,
nice.
also
Yeah, 'cause
moving
it's kind of a
into
circle and you can
event
kind of go in a
6 to
circle.
9 instead
And
of.
the kids are more contained back
Mhm.
there.
Yeah.
So then are you having something in the back, like after they're done? Like the one year I remember you do trunk or treat and then you come in that back gate and there was some like games or a DJ or
That's
something.
Yes, that's what we're talking
We're
about.
thinking of doing like games, a DJ, and then says like a light show or something
Like a
cool and
parade for the little
interactive.
kids, so like 6 to 7 trunk or treat around in the back, games in the lawn. The kids come in, they do a little parade around the pool, we have judges and, you know, we hand out the prizes like we did in the past. And then at like 7:30 or 8, it's, you know, tween teens and it's like 12 to, you know, 16 and it's a glow party and we've got like a laser light show
Well,
and
that's good. 'Cause
like
the
a
teens
swim
never have
party.
anything.
Like they don't,
Right.
my kids aren't gonna dress up anymore, so it's like maybe a swim party or something.
Yeah.
Because it's still hot out, but, you know, they want to be cool.
So then for the prizes, are you dividing it into age groups or you're just doing like the top 2 or something? Because I know.
No, we discussed age.
Age
Yeah.
group,
And so are you doing it for adults too? Because before, like, adults would actually dress up when they had the DJ, or are they just making it a kids thing?
I think we do
We've
adults
done
too.
adults.
I think
Yeah, we
adults
have
is
done.
fun. I think everyone should.
But I think like the
Partake.
7:30
Yeah.
to 9, or if we're open till 10 now, like that later hour is geared more towards like adults up here, you know, the
Mhm.
teens down there, and
So-
then.
So then are you doing like kid prizes or, you know, costumes at this time and then adults kind of like divided and do more of the adult prizes like
Later.
later on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the only problem with that is like I see like my son, when he brings, you know, if he brings his kids
Mhm.
and then the kids are ready to go to bed at 7 o'clock, but daddy has dressed up and, you know,
Yeah.
now
Well,
he's
that's a
gonna
good
miss out
point.
on that.
Yeah.
So the way that we did it at the National Night Out was, what did we do, Rick? We did like, we did it at the very beginning
Mhm.
Yeah.
for everybody.
So then they,
Oh, yeah.
if they needed to be
Okay.
with little
Like
kids.
You mean for the
Yeah.
judging part?
Yeah, for the judging part.
Because then those, like,
Uh-huh.
if my kids want to leave, then I could go, you're still like part of
Yeah.
it.
Something
Right.
like
Yeah.
6:30 or 7, you have it, that way everybody, you know, because you figure
Yeah.
people would stay till 7 if they come at 6.
Mhm.
I don't know, you have little ones, you, right, Terry?
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Yep, get them off. Okay.
Are there like drink specials or something for the adults or just?
Right, so
Yeah.
we're gonna do drink specials and food specials.
Yeah.
out
Just so you
here
guys know,
with DJ.
next month for the meeting, or we could do it earlier, we wanted to do a meeting with the activities committee and then we meet together. So we can like coordinate food and beverage, and we're gonna have Derek here. You guys okay with that?
Yeah,
Okay, I just want to let you know that.
perfect.
Or we can just make it one big committee.
Yeah, a lot of minds with a lot of.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yes, there will be food specials and drink specials going on, and they will be doing a alcoholic and a non-alcoholic drink special as well, so that there's something for the kids side of it too.
Or people that don't drink.
Yeah, or that don't drink.
Do you want, as the planner, do you want like one of us to take on like games and one of us to take on like prizes and I don't know.
So
That was the idea.
I think that's part of, like, if we all take ownership for, our events.
What's the date again? I'm sorry.
October 28th.
Yeah.
I'd like to start planning 3 months ahead because,
Yes, me
you know,
too.
with my timeframe,
Yeah.
it's like, we sure are to be on flyers and everything's planned out.
Yeah.
But, we need to figure out, what is, the committee person responsible for. But I think Ed doing the survey with getting the volunteers, if I'm gonna take ownership for this event, I'll sit down with you and I'll get Dawn's guidance on, what we've done in the past and laying out, getting prizes, what do we need to ask the community
Yeah.
for donations? And maybe we can regroup. Do you work next month, Tuesday?
Tuesday, yeah. I'll be at the golf course, but yes, I am here.
So maybe Tuesday we can sit down and regroup
That'll be perfect.
and have this finalized Tuesday.
Yeah.
Okay.
That
We're
works.
doing community donations then?
Yeah, we're gonna sit down Tuesday and figure out what we need from the community, what games we're doing, what are our exact timeframes, like an exact itinerary, instead of just saying, okay, this is the plan, you go with it. That's
Yeah.
a lot for you for.
And I'll start working on a basic flyer as well. That way, when we have all the info, I can just plug in the exact info and then it's ready to go.
Okay.
We can get that right out once we have all that.
Hey, John, did you let me know when you had to do your next event yet?
We didn't get that yet.
If you want to, I can put together some kind of craft and then you could do just like a little craft center. I'll put it together like in bags or something, so it doesn't really have to have anybody there. But something that they can just easily take and sit in. And I have a couple folding tables, or I can use whatever is here and put something out.
Perfect.
So what time do you work Tuesday?
I am in at 6 a.m. on Tuesday, so.
I don't
6
even
to
get,
12.
I'm just getting up.
I'm here 6 to 12 right now. I'm still on restricted hours with my surgeon.
Okay, so maybe I'll just go up there around 10 or 11.
Yeah, that's perfect. Perfect. Wonderful. Anything else as far as trunk or treat? Think we've got that one covered.
What about the decorations? Do we have decorations still from last few
We
years?
have some.
Yeah.
So I think that's part of when we meet Tuesday to figure out, have someone go see what we have left.
Yeah, we are actually organizing attic this week, so that'll be perfect because we're gonna go up there and.
So
have
they
a
have,
figure out, so.
is someone gonna do like an inventory
Yeah,
sheet?
yeah, and we have everything's labeled, all our event stuff, all my categories of what we use it for. Yeah.
So then we'll have like an inventory list so you can kind of see what we have.
Yeah.
That would be nice, huh?
So Halloween at golf, it's not much of an event really. It is going to be an 8:30 shotgun. We do play a flag game. So it's based off of handicaps. We cut out everyone's tombstone and you get your name on it and you get given so many strokes, and on your final stroke you put your flag in and that's where you die. They call it on Halloween for this one. And furthest to get around the golf course wins. It's a fun game. Everyone usually has a great time out there. Lunch will be included following play. Derek does not have a set menu for that, but lunch will be included, drink specials as well. And then last year, the course did close at 3 o'clock. I believe it will be the same this year, but we do have to get board approval for that. They did last year, so I don't see it being an issue, but the course did close down at 3 o'clock last year after.
And how much is it?
It's going to be 30, so 20 for lunch and then 10 for golf for the pricing on it. But that's always, we can always work around that pricing as well. That's kind of what we've budgeted out on them now, but we can always move some things around on it too. That one's,
What date is on here? You got 8:30.
it is actual Halloween. Yep, it's the
It's gonna be on
31st.
that day.
Yep, 31st of
Okay.
Halloween, yeah.
All right.
So how many people show up for that since that's a Tuesday?
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
It is a Tuesday. So last year when we did it, it was a Monday. We had 76 sign up last year in it. So we did actually have quite a bigger turnout than I'd expected for it. So I anticipate, hopefully, fingers crossed, that we have that same turnout, if not better, this year. But it is also a Tuesday, so it's a bit more in the middle of the week a bit. So, but that is really just a fun event to get everyone out on Halloween, get everyone together and kind of get everyone home in time to hang out with the kids, go out, do whatever everyone likes to do on Halloween evening. Casino night, Roaring Twenties theme. So on the back page, we do have a quote for tables to be brought in. So this is an idea that we had been asked by a few different members about. If this is not something that we are looking to do, we have also considered doing a Mears bus off-property trip to the Tampa Hard Rock, where we would just rent a bus. Everyone just purchases like their bus tickets. We take everyone out to Tampa for the evening and you guys.
I think the idea behind this, because this was going to be a fundraiser night for Plaza Beautification, I like that idea of doing a separate bus trip, maybe at a later time.
Yeah.
But this, we were looking to be an in-house event on property. And the additional funds would go towards the stuff that we, we're looking
Yeah.
to make better.
Purchase, yes.
And we've been kind of, semi-advertising that this is coming.
Yeah, so this
For a
is
while.
like, the bus trip is out.
Like
Okay,
informally,
Mhm.
but, I mean, the bus trip, there's
I
a
think it's
lot
just
of
like a-
interest in the bus, because we did the soccer
Yeah.
bus trip and it was amazing.
Maybe that's something you do in the colder months.
Yeah.
When you're not having activities outside.
If you want to do a casino trip to the Hard Rock and then one to Clearwater Beach.
Hmm.
I know what people are talking about.
Yeah.
But this
Ice hockey.
casino night is
You want it local?
an in-house.
Yep. So November 18th is the date that we were looking at there. And then we do have that price breakdown on the back there. So if everyone's good with that, then we just have to get the RFP written up to push it
So
through.
I do know that we have another quote,
Mhm.
and another resident was supposed to be here with that quote, which we can get.
Okay,
But
Yeah, that would be great.
his quote was a little bit less than this.
perfect. That's
So
wonderful.
I'll present that to the committee when I
Okay.
send them the
Great.
ratings.
How long is that for? How many hours?
I think the RFP is $2,000 or higher. If we're below the $2,000, we don't have to go through all.
Okay, yep, so this
Okay,
RFP, the time frame on it was from, I believe it was 5 to 10. I will have to confirm on that, but I believe it was that 5-hour window. And the pricing on this one is $2,350, so we're just over that 2,000 for this one, but hopefully
And-
that one that is
And
under.
the tip, you give them 20%, like, does the board approve that we give them a tip?
I am
Into the-
not too sure on that one. So that is something I will need to speak with Nicole about. This was just taken from the email that I was forwarded here. But the tip, it would come out of our activities budget, so that would have to be pre-worked into our price, our event budget
Okay.
price that we have here. But yes, I do like that. November 18th, that was the date that this gentleman with the quote had proposed as well. So if that's a good date for everyone, then that's the date we'll run with, start advertising.
I think that's the date we set in the last week meeting as well.
Perfect.
Is the game room big enough? It's a-
No, you have to do it like all.
Yeah,
You have to do
all
it
of
all.
that.
Yeah, game room, restaurant,
Okay.
whole sort of area.
Does the person that's bringing the tables, do they take care of all the permits or licensing?
They do,
Things of that
yeah.
nature?
Yeah, and they have all of their COIs, copies of insurances, all of that stuff as well.
And they also have all the dealers?
They do, yeah, they do provide all of the dealers with the tables and they stay for the duration of the evening and run the tables for the event.
Have we done this before, this type?
Not to my knowledge,
Okay.
I don't believe so, not since I've been with.
Just some things that have happened over the last few years that I've noticed is things where we have had to have people come in with the licensing, like he's talking about, kind of last minute, we're finding out, hey, like with the bounce house, we don't have the license for that, or we can't get that. So is that something that's verified? Like, can we have that verified right away as we're advertising? Because, people plan for it, just like that.
Yeah.
We're gonna have that big party. It was the 20s party last year that we canceled. There were people who bought their 20s, boring 20s costumes, and they were livid because it was canceled for whatever reason. I don't remember what it was, but,
Yeah.
so.
I remember that, but
Hey,
was it during the hurricane or something? Something, it was some kind of weather.
It could have been
I think
weather
it might have
related,
been,
yeah, it might have
yeah.
been, yeah, but they were so
Yeah, I
upset.
remember that.
Yeah.
But
And I know-
it was a real reason. It wasn't, yeah.
That one was a real reason.
Right,
Yeah.
so it's another professional company.
Oh, okay.
Yes, but, so we'll get a second quote.
Yeah.
But
Because
the
I
bounce
thought the
houses, I
first
know.
quote was like 1,400. So there's another quote out there that's
Is
under
there? Okay.
$2,000.
I do have a question. So like, I foresee like a lot of people wanting to come to this. I think it will be really nice, but like, okay, so you have six black, like I'm thinking of how many people could be at the tables and
So
what is everybody else
he
gonna do?
said that this here
Uh-huh.
would seat 68 people at the table at one time, is what he said. These 6 blackjacks, the one and the one, would seat 68
Okay.
is the number he
Could they
gave
do
us.
like poker or something outside on those tables?
That's what I'm wondering, like almost you have to have
But
some
we
backup,
also
something else.
talked
or-
last month about having live music.
Okay.
Right. Do we
We
need
had like
money
the
for that?
piano, there was the piano guy that was recommended because it was 20s.
Got a piano guy,
Right.
gotta do that.
Yeah, so we talked about the piano guy, which Faye, I'll get your email and send you our minutes.
Perfect.
If it had his name in it.
Okay.
Or some sort of live music so that while people are playing, you like were talking and having a
Yeah.
mimosa.
Yeah, it's like a very
piano,
social sort of.
Right.
it's-
So, I mean, just like at a regular casino, hopefully people are gonna move around and not be like, right?
Like a little,
It's,
you go to casinos and people play like Keno and all that, we have, we do outside, we do bingo and all that. Would there be like, maybe for like the overflow, people can go play that type of game and we can call numbers and gamble that way too? Just like an overflow, just in case all the tables are taken.
Overflow game.
People can't sit, they're not sitting still, but Rick's out there doing his.
Well, I can just see some guys that are like really into craps, because that's a
Yeah.
big one, right? Like standing there going,
Well, and that's the other thing we have to think about. Are they going to be standing there the whole night and then other people aren't going to get a chance?
Mhm.
How
Yeah.
are they going to?
how do you like
If
move
there's only
around?
68
I've been
people.
to one, you kind of move on.
Yeah,
It's
some-
something-
yeah.
It's like,
Hopefully.
you
You're
sit
there for
so
like
long,
5 minutes.
or
you
10
move
or
on,
20.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and it's not money, right?
The chips, you put
Right,
chips.
so then, yeah, they're not
Like crazy, hopefully.
Okay.
That
Not like
brings
real
into the second part of, you're buying a ticket for, let's say, $100 or $50,
Yeah.
whatever it is. You get X amount of chips. At the end of the night, you're winning your chips. What is that getting you? Like, so do we need to have a committee that's, I'm getting, Larry mentioned, maybe Cheryl can donate a vacation package. or
Yeah.
Like you know,
I was
I
gonna
get
say
like a
that's
booze
what I had
basket,
speaking
like,
to Larry Bickle about it, and he was suggesting to do like prize giveaways, like the top one gets something big. And
right, so
then
the more
medium
chips you turn
Yeah.
in, the more tickets you get, raffle tickets
Yeah.
you get to put in buckets for
Mhm.
the prize that you want to win. So it's, you know,
Yeah.
you're winning something, but you just have to make sure that, is that legal, that we can
Yeah.
give away
Mhm.
gifts?
Mhm.
You know, we're not gambling money,
Yeah.
but we're giving away tickets.
Right.
So we're not gambling for money.
No,
Oh,
no, but the chips are, you get the chips
yeah.
and you all will
It's like Chuck E. Cheese.
started off with. Yeah, like.
Yeah, to go to the ticket counter.
Right? Yeah.
Counterfeit
So
money.
you obviously haven't
Go to
seen
the
that.
prize
So-
center.
For 40 tickets, you can have this eraser.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it
Tootsie
is.
Rolls are always like the least amount.
That's right.
So I know we're just a visitor here today, but I was on the first iteration of our committee. Do not use the word money.
Right.
Units, chips,
Yeah,
do
chips.
not use the monetary terms. Otherwise, you're now gambling. You'll be doo-doo.
Yeah.
So just call them chips, call them tokens, call them
Right.
whatever you want, but don't use the word money. So
Right.
I'll be good.
Perfect.
So you can turn your chips in for raffle
Yeah.
tickets to
Right.
put
Win a
into
prize.
buckets for the
Right.
prizes that you want. So
Right.
the more chips you win, more chances you have to win. Trip to Disney.
Yeah.
So do we need to maybe
That would be
on
nice.
our volunteer list, when we make our survey, do we want to put who would be willing to donate baskets of,
Yeah.
And how many do you need?
Right. Maybe 5. But yeah.
more than that?
So
If there's
I
gonna be
think when we
100.
do stuff like this, where we have to get like
Okay.
baskets and raffles, I think each committee member is responsible for getting X amount of their friends to donate a
Donate.
basket. So like I'm donating a basket, I'm gonna get Larry and my neighbors next door to donate a basket.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's how we can multiply, instead of Dawn being responsible for 20 baskets.
Right.
We all just gotta break out and get 2 or 3
Well,
baskets.
but then too, I'm concerned about that because we're doing, well, and maybe it's just for this event, but then it's gonna be costing all of us a lot of money too, unless, because you run out of friends.
So sometimes you're gonna be donating.
Yeah.
No, you gotta pick and choose which friends you.
Right.
I have a lot of friends,
Right.
but, you know,
Right.
you can wear out your welcome.
Yeah.
And to me, it seems like, because there's lots of creative people out there that are bored
But
and would love to make them, you know?
But I think it goes back to if we have the survey of what Terry owns Championsgate Realty. So I know if I need a $500 cleaning voucher or something like
You're gonna
that,
go
I'm
to
gonna go to him
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
to give me a vendor to, donate that, or.
Right.
You must need an email out there or something to everybody.
Yeah,
because
to
there's so
everybody in the
much,
community.
Like talent and stuff that we don't even know
So
about
that we-
probably, or
before-
people that
yeah.
own things you don't know.
Yeah, that's what I
So
was
we
spoken
talked about that with the survey money.
Yeah,
Restaurants. salons.
Right, like, so we go to Christina.
anywhere anybody works.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But you don't live here. Go to, what's the steak? Longhorn?
Yeah.
Longhorn, Olive Garden,
Mhm.
your Mexican place, you know?
And that's.
We need a letter or something that
Yeah.
just says something on it,
Uh-huh.
like, we're looking for this for blah, blah, blah.
Drug dealers.
If we can't talk about money, we can't talk about drug dealers.
That's a valid point.
So I think, like, for this one, it's in 2 months. Like, we need to have
Yes,
everything nailed down,
Mhm.
like, maybe like a second meeting in 2 weeks to discuss what we want this to be. And like, it's gotta be its own separate meeting, and we gotta have,
It's almost like the more prizes you have, the more chips or tokens people are going to want to get, right? Because if you only have like 6 things and it's like,
Yeah, then they're gonna
Yeah.
stay at that table.
right, if you're gonna have
I
100
don't know.
people, what's our max capacity?
Nicole quoted this gentleman at 100 people.
No, I meant on the.
Our
property.
max capacity on property is, I couldn't give you an exact number, but it's more than 100.
Okay, so let's just say we limit it to 100 people.
I don't know, Don and Maria had felt like 300 people here at the Disney bingo.
There's a lot.
Put people outside.
Right.
So we max it out to whatever our, and like 1 in 5 will get something, so
Yeah.
if it's 100 people, we got to have 20 baskets.
Yeah.
But I think we need to have a separate planning meeting for.
I agree.
We might need to even have, I don't know, I just
Not a
see,
lot of time
we
either
might
to get
need
all of
like,
No,
those.
that's like 2 months and.
and we might need to have I don't know, tickets or something. Here's, 5 tickets. Once your tickets are gone, unless the tables are, I just envision if we're allowing 100 to 300 people in, there's gonna be a lot of mad people if they're not able to get on
Sit at
the
the table.
tables because there's.
Well, that's why we
tables.
will max it out at if this
So
is
many
quoted for
minutes.
68.
20 minutes or
Yeah.
15
I don't
minutes.
gamble, so I will come to the event, but I'm not gonna sit there at the table,
Yeah.
probably, but maybe for 2 or 3 minutes.
Timed rounds.
Yeah, that's what I said, yeah, time rounds, right.
20 minutes at the table.
Yeah, we'll get it up, yep.
I have
Time
some
rounds.
That's
On
right,
your honor.
yeah.
If I'm not a gambler, but I did this game before. And the way it works is if you're throwing the dice, after you lose, it
Yeah.
goes around. You don't keep, the next person and the next person and the next person. And it's an interesting game. You stand there and you watch it for a minute, but then you move on. You win all your chips, or either you lose all your chips and you move
Yeah,
on.
right.
Okay, so
It's
That's
like,
really
it's not
it's like musical chairs.
okay,
You can only stand there so
So you-
long, because
so much-
eventually you're
so
gonna
much
roll a
tip.
7, or
right,
you're gonna crap out,
yeah,
and it goes to the next person.
okay.
Whoever's standing there, and the person that does the table games, he kind of knows who's next,
Right.
who gets the dice next or whatever. So I don't see it being a problem. We're all
Okay.
grown.
I don't think
We are,
everyone
no.
needs to be at a table.
See, and it's gonna be 6 tables.
Right.
Yeah, people are gonna be
Yeah.
mingling, watching.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking if the prize is like a cruise, I'm gonna be on that table. I have to stand
I
on.
have some ideas. So why don't we put vouchers, like a voucher for this room for free, party, not free, but you get to rent this room for free. That could be a voucher.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
Or
'cause
if you
that
could get
costs
some
nothing.
cabanas over at
right.
Oasis.
Oh, yeah.
Or at the new Oasis Water Park, could they close it down for an hour to have a free party for someone with 30 people? I don't know, that could be a big thing. I don't know, I'm just saying brainstorm what we have too, and maybe that could add to things.
Yeah, they could have.
Well, I know Tom, the new head pro down at golf, is looking to make a basket for us whenever we're ready, because he's wanting to overturn the merchandise and kind of start fresh down there. So I know he'll be willing to put something together for a golf basket, towel, hat,
Oh,
a
that'd
few
be
little
good,
bits,
yeah.
sort of
People
thing.
like that.
Yeah. That would be nice, wouldn't it?
Free
A golf
golf.
cart.
Terry.
Free card.
Yep, yep, like that, free that, golf cart, yep.
You heard about that one, huh?
Perfect. And then, I think 2 weeks, like you said, Megan, I think, if we get back together, I can get some more information on this. If you can get me, do you have the quote?
So maybe when we meet
cheaper one.
Tuesday,
Mhm.
we'll go over both these.
Okay, perfect, that works great. And then moving on to the fall fair and yard sale. I know when I was in the activities committee meeting, I believe June or July, we had spoke about this. So I wanted to see how far we had gotten, date, location, were we still looking at doing it?
So we were looking at November 4th.
November
That's
4th.
the men's, was it?
Yes.
Remember?
Remember, so that date's out. The next date would be November 11th, but that's Veterans Day.
Mm.
Do we want to have something on Veterans Day? That's,
Could we, we could have a veterans table.
so I was
Yeah.
thinking, everyone put a flag out, have,
Yeah.
but do people do other things on Veterans Day? I don't care. What do you do?
I was gonna say, I'm gonna ask the man with the Veterans Day
The
brain.
veterans do a Veterans Day.
What?
They like-
White Claw?
They like to drink.
Yeah.
And they like to fly their flags as high as they go. and they also like to go out and get free haircuts that they get,
Oh, that's really right.
and get their free Applebee's meals.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what they do.
So,
So Memorial Day is different, obviously. The Veterans is about the people who serve. Memorial Day is about the people who have.
So if we're gonna, would it be, can we do something on Veterans Day? Because now
Who says that the thing has to be on Saturday? Why can't it be on Sunday?
people go to church. People wake up on Saturdays and go to garage sales at like 6 a.m.
that's true.
On Sundays, people get up at 8 and go to church.
Some people.
So there goes your, yeah, but there goes half of your,
But you're right,
there
yeah,
goes half of your
because-
attendance.
Yeah.
That's right, yeah.
It is, it's, yeah.
I'll be online, but.
I don't know.
Veteran Day.
What's the weekend after, the weekend before that?
That was the
Halloween.
one.
Yeah.
So then if you do, so,
People are gonna need time to get ready.
I know. So the 28th is trunk or treat, the 4th is golf.
But even
11th
if,
is
even if the
Veterans
fourth is
Day.
remember, what does that have to do with it?
I don't know.
Well, we usually have a pretty
Why
big
don't we find
turnout, so
out
there's gonna be
how
a
many
lot of
people-
people golfing
I would
instead of.
I would find out how many golfers
Mhm.
participated in the yard sale last year. If it's only a few, I would just roll with it during the number. I just, you guys
Well,
don't
I
agree with
don't-
that.
I don't mean to be rude, but the
yeah.
guys will help with the setup or to get the tables
I
out,
agree
but the
with that
ladies
too.
do all the work.
Mhm,
All the shopping.
Well, you can
What's
shop
the
when
week-
you're done
what's
with
the week
golf.
after Veterans Day?
The casino night.
Yeah,
That's
I think
right,
we got a lot
Thanksgiving.
already. Do we need a
It's casino night.
fall fair?
So after Veterans Day, the 18th is the casino event. The next weekend is Thanksgiving,
Yeah, we may not. Yeah.
Thanksgiving weekend. The next one, now you're into December.
Why don't we just do the yard sale without the fall fair, like we did before? Just-
We're not gonna do the craft fair, like there's no time.
All right, let's
But
take
we
that
just have
out.
to
Casino
make a
event starts
day.
at 5.
No one's gonna do casino night. and-
Not doing both.
Right, yeah, it's too much,
It's a lot.
yeah.
Because the ladies won't, if the ladies are up at 6 getting ready for the garage sale, they're not.
They're not gonna
dressing
pull
up
all that
in
stuff out, yeah.
Or 20s, yeah, then
Yeah.
either.
So it's Veterans Day or we wait till
Spring.
spring?
I think Veterans Day would be good because even if they do go to Denny's for free breakfast or something, they can still
Stop by on the way back.
Maybe we advertise veterans get a free,
coffee.
I know, I said bottle of water, but.
Right.
Whoa.
20% off all garage sale items.
Yeah.
Stickers left and flags.
You know what? Why don't we do it on Veterans Day and just line everything with a bunch of flags?
Yeah, everyone, if you're doing a garage sale, you've got to line your garage,
Gotta have a flag, yeah.
you gotta have flags.
And what
Now,
date
wait
was
a
that?
second. Are we,
November 11th.
November 11th.
we're talking like just a regular yard sale? Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
So some things with the yard sale.
So what do you think? November 11th, does that work?
Oh, a map.
We had a map, but every year they ask me, what is this? And it's all like cloudy and you can't read it and that kind of thing. Is there like, can people send in their address and we can just have like a list or something? Because people are just driving around aimlessly.
We tried
Let
that
me make a
and,
couple phone calls when I get around here to some 30-year vets that live in here. Just-
okay,
Yeah,
there you
Let me
go.
see what they think.
There you go. We tried that, and there were so many people that complained because they said they were doing it last minute or, or they canceled it, but then it was on the list and I don't know. But I think it's a good idea. I mean, I think.
Yeah.
You should have some of them.
Right, some.
'Cause they'll say, well, where is it and what other areas? And they have to explain like how they
I think
place
Just put it in
it.
their GPS.
And then some of
if they
the
have.
gates aren't working anyways.
Put it
and-
out as like 48 hours prior. If you're committed, you're committed, no cancel. And then if you're not in, you're not in. That way we have a hard copy 48 hours prior and then no changes. We can give it out to everyone, a master list of all the addresses
And
that
I
are.
don't think we really have to say no cancel because.
Well, yeah,
But yeah, I think it's a good idea. Just
Yeah.
have the addresses and then if you don't get it in time, you don't get it in.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the people that are on the other sides or north side or K-Track or whatever, that they always complain.
Yeah.
Because nobody can find them and, that's true. That's kind of, like, if you had their addresses, at least people that are coming to garage sales can just put it in their
Yeah.
GPS,
Yeah,
or whatever, and they're not like left out.
Yeah.
I like that. And then put it on Facebook, the Facebook page too.
I agree.
Yeah, that way if they ask, then we can tell them where to go,
Yeah.
kind of. or-
And then what times do we usually run the yard sales from?
8 to 12 or 8
Yeah,
to 12.
Is that what we
Yeah,
did last time?
last time.
Perfect. 8 a.m.
Are we doing that math?
8 to 12 or 8 to 1?
I think what,
8 to 12?
like,
Yeah. I would say so.
whatever we did last year was probably the most successful now.
So
As far as like opening the gates, like Terry got all the gates open. I think Nicole
That's great.
got them to open the inside gates. K-Track wasn't a problem last
No, it
year.
wasn't.
So
I seem to remember a lot of good feedback from last year's yard sale. I believe everything went very smooth.
I think if we can look at last year's
Mhm.
notes
Perfect.
So
and we can just repeat.
something that they did complain about was the signs. If we could get signs that you just use every year and just said it's garage sale today on them,
Or
And
garage
just-
sale this Saturday and you put it on
yeah,
Monday.
and maybe a big one at like the main entrance or wherever,
We
like a
talked
lot
about
of
putting it
people
on the
are,
gate.
that says community garage sale this Saturday, and just use it every year.
Right.
So you get people like that are driving by knowing that it's,
Yeah, Ronald Reagan.
Don't put a date on
like,
it.
Yeah.
Like, when you go out west side and turn right, they do one, and they have the same thing.
yeah, you need a big, not these little.
I was
that
gonna
you
say,
can't
I've
even
seen
see.
those big like banner ones that roll
Yeah.
out.
Like Staples or whatever,
Yeah.
some or
Yeah, I think so.
find one on sale.
Okay, and then our last agenda was Plaza fundraising. So Nicole just wanted me to put this one on here as far as ideas. If you have any ideas for fundraising, yes ma'am, go ahead.
Okay, so I just met with Sherry and Jessica,
Okay.
and we discussed, we discussed other things besides the fundraising, but the next fundraising idea would be the Christmas, like December 1st bingo.
Friday, December 1st.
Yes, so Dawn can
Christmas
talk about
bingo.
that.
So Friday, December 1st, before it was a fundraiser, I just wanted to, I asked Mike, because he does the bingo, I asked him if I could make this.
Mhm.
And then when someone got a prize, instead of just like the $10 gift card, what it is just solo cups.
We did that,
And
yeah.
the punch,
And they
like,
pop on it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I just asked some of my neighbors and friends, could you donate like a little gift card or like some, or like a holiday thing or
Yeah.
something? And we could just put some holiday
Oh, that's
things in
cute.
there or
Yeah.
some gift
It's
cards.
really cute.
And if it's something bigger than a solo cup, maybe we could just put a piece of paper that says whatever. the
Yeah, that you
prize is,
win
put it to
this,
the
yeah.
side. But it's not gonna be called Poketry. We have to come up with something. Poketry's
That's
gonna.
cute though. I do like that. That's
Yeah.
very
Um,
Great idea.
But then
Christmas
some
bingo.
community members wanted to make it a silent auction so we could continue from the other bingo. They wanted to do some silent auction things and hopefully get some, finish off the fans if we don't have the fans fixed and complete. And if we had extra to get some TVs, some extra TVs out there, because there's a lot of people that would like to come up for games and things
Yes.
like that. And they always say, we need more TVs to
Yes.
get, more participants.
More of the atmosphere.
And they'll be on sale hopefully around the holidays, for $300-ish or
Black
whatever,
Friday.
400.
Get in
Yeah,
there.
Black Friday or whatever, where we could get, and then figure out where they could put TVs in or whatever.
So
So,
when you bring that up, I took notes from when I met with Sherry and them. Going back to the silent auction, I thought that would be good for the casino night.
Mhm.
Because if you have your 68 players and you've got 32 people that don't know what to do, they can be walking around looking at the silent auction items. And let's say you want to get the cruise and you don't want to stand in line to play your 20 minutes of roulette, you can go purchase tickets, and those purchase of the
That's a good
tickets
idea.
goes to the cause. And then for the bingo, we talked about doing the buckets, because when you're playing bingo and like me and Brian, like Brian went off, and now I'm like paying attention to two things, and I'm like trying to do a silent auction. It might be easier to do the bucket idea.
Yeah.
To have, if you win, maybe it's like a cup full of raffle tickets and you put them into what prizes you want. But
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
was, I thought that might be easier
So,
instead of like a silent auction walking around, because bingo gets so hairy.
yeah.
Yeah, and you
when-
can purchase raffle tickets.
So I know you can do silent auction, that's not considered gambling, like putting the things in?
No,
Okay.
no.
Yeah, that works. The other thing we were talking about, because it got so crowded, was doing it all the way around the pool and putting tables on the other side of the pool and moving Mike's stuff in the middle so it's not so congested.
Yeah,
And then maybe putting the silent auction or the raffle silent auction maybe underneath that pergola.
The little
thingy.
bridge bit in the
So
middle.
it's not, more people can come. We also talked about, there's one person that left that was in a wheelchair, so we also talked about putting one table, we put
Yeah.
reserved on it, and it's only for maybe 2 tables, I don't know, because I know there's
Yeah.
a number of people that are in wheelchairs. Put that as like the section where won't,
yeah.
touch, make sure that they can participate.
And that was December 1st, we were looking, perfect.
Yes.
Did we want to put the lead for the different things now, or do we want to do that? I'm just afraid that we always end
Got a lot
up
of
this way where
stuff.
we're struggling to have, we have great ideas, but then again, who's going to take charge and who's going to make sure things are happening?
So
I don't mind helping with the Halloween, like the Halloween golf, like
That one,
that pretty much
it's
done.
it's honestly, all it really is Golf
Okay.
Genius, and
So-
it's a fun event, that one is really.
Okay.
Nicole sent me, so Oktoberfest, we didn't talk about it yet, but that's just gonna be beer and drink specials. That the plaza can take care of.
Yeah.
Trunk or treat, I know myself and Gary did it last year. Does anyone want to help facilitate making sure trunk or treat is good, or you're gonna dress up and just be.
I'm gonna win this.
You're gonna win again, so it's
Don baked
okay.
last year, I Don baked this year.
No, if not,
You can help with the decorations, I guess. What do you?
I think the staff needs to decorate.
Oh, think you said, okay,
You guys,
right.
Yeah, because we'll start doing it like the week before, like
Okay.
you were saying, like that Tuesday.
I
Get in
just,
here and
So
start.
what do you need help with? I can volunteer for that. You said
just
trunk or
making
treat.
sure that, like, the day of, we get the games, or like, if we need to line people up in the cart line,
Okay.
so that, like, the carts, we just have to make sure with Stephanie
Mhm.
that we can
Yeah,
use
that we can
that.
close off the background.
Okay.
Okay, I'll help with that. Trunk or
And
treat.
then, okay, so the fall yard sale, we're not doing the craft sale, that's for another year. Faye First Services has that,
The yard
Oh,
sale?
yard sale.
Yes, ma'am.
and I'm gonna put Terry's name on that, because he was good about dropping off flyers to Publix,
Yep.
different
And
businesses.
he did something with the gates as well,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, he
Yep,
did,
Terry and Nicole did a good job with the
Yep.
gates, yeah. So we'll put Terry on that one.
Mhm.
So casino night, I've already been in talks with Larry with it, so I'm gonna put myself back on that. Does anyone else wanna help with the casino night?
I will.
Okay.
Angela.
Do you need a bouncer? I'll do it.
Okay, and then Thanksgiving, First Services is just gonna handle food, I'm assuming food.
Yeah, we'll do like a Thanksgiving dinner, quote unquote, up here.
Casino
Are we
night,
gonna
yeah.
do like a lunch or?
Yeah, it'll be more like
We're
a
gonna be here.
lunch as opposed to like a
Loretta.
dinner time meal, but it'll be like your
Casino night.
Thanksgiving
Yeah.
dinner.
Okay.
Loretta, her name is.
Okay. And then the golf cart parade, I've never attended it, so
I haven't either.
Yeah,
The Christmas.
I have, I love it, so I can take the lead on that.
Okay, perfect.
But I think it should also, maybe we think about
You're not gonna
that
help
too. with-
I was gonna say, yeah.
He's the one that made it work last year.
Then you want to take the lead?
No, I'm just for,
He was like the traffic control because nobody showed up to do traffic.
I'll let the facial security for that too.
Yeah, he did the security.
So that transfer. So.
So what's the actual date that
You want to
happens?
do that?
the
one?
9th,
Sure.
December 9th is
Are we
the golf
doing,
cart.
Okay, thanks.
Halloween in for,
No, this would just be
You're
I
talking
got
about
Halloween,
Christmas,
you got
right?
Christmas
Yeah.
parade.
So Richard's gonna do it with me then. And
Okay.
Kim and
So-
Richard for,
The one thing about the Christmas parade,
And Britt.
the time, remember last year, like the first part was really good.
Team, I talked to 3 people, they got about 75 years in the military, they said, go ahead and do it, it's Veterans Day, it's not Memorial Day.
Perfect.
Enjoy it. Well,
Okay.
maybe people can flag their properties or something.
that
They're
would
all
be
in.
nice.
And they said nothing bad about it.
Maybe that's a requirement for the,
Yeah, and then when we went over to like the second half, nobody was there anymore because it took us longer. I don't know how you time that out to make sure that, you know, like if we do a little earlier, so we're there before everyone's dark, or, you know, how do they know? Or can we shorten it and just have some people come over to the other side, or, you know what I mean? Because it took like 2.5 hours to get through it. We're
I
in it every
totally
year.
agree. It's so long.
It is, and my
And we
kids are
said
like, by
that-
the end, they're like done.
We said that last year and we tried to cut it down and I think it actually was even longer.
And nobody's there at that time.
Yeah, I think what happened was some people were saying that they were upset that we didn't pass by that. Well, we're not going to be able to pass by everybody. So I
Yeah.
think we look at the major roads that,
Yes.
you know, and they
Cut
can
it
walk.
down.
Like if I'm on, you know, this road and it's coming down the main road, I can
Well,
walk.
it's like at Disney, they do the parade down the main
Right.
street.
yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not on the main street,
Phenomenal.
go see the parade.
An hour would be great.
Yeah.
Not,
Yeah.
the
Even
first,
an
I
hour
will
and a
say
half is
we were
fine.
3
It's
hours
Right, so the
of
problem
passing out.
with parades were that some of the cars, a lot of the cars stop.
Yes.
Yeah.
You don't have
Yes.
that continuous.
Well, especially if we have Santa, every time we have
Right.
Santa,
Candy.
Santa stops and everybody stops.
Well, and the
He
people
wants
that
to
were
take his
passing
time.
out candy were pulling up to the
But
people, which is very dangerous.
I remember, but I remember last year, before our meeting,
Right?
we said,
that's what
we're
I
not
thought.
gonna- but we're not gonna have stopping, we're not gonna have candy, and there's gonna be parks, like people along the thing moving us along, so we need
Yeah.
to make sure
It
that
was
that
better
happens.
last year than it was 2 years ago.
You can't-
Do we have
you
like
can't.
a line leader in the
Wait, you can't.
caboose?
It's human nature. People are going to do what they want to do.
Yeah.
They're going to hand out the candy, they're going to stop, they're going to this, they're going to that. It's a very social event.
We just needed a little bit
The one thing-
shorter, and I think it would be
The
fine.
one thing I think you need to do is put Santa at the end.
Where was he at before?
What about that?
In the
No.
middle?
No?
But Santa at the beginning, because if Santa stops, everybody stops.
That's right.
So at the end, no, then you'll get that gap going. Okay, so if Santa's going to be there, you put Santa at the
At the
front.
very
Yes,
end.
people might say, well, after Santa comes and everything else, people might, more spectators will drop off. That's less stoppage along the
Okay.
ways. Disney doesn't allow stopping. You know, we're not Disney, we don't have that kind of control. But human nature is going to be, as a parade member, I want you to see what I've done for you. I want to talk to you, so you cannot stop it. So put Santa up front, and that's that, there's a word for it. Attractive nuisance is up there out of the way.
And people put hundreds of dollars into their golf
They
carts.
do.
Yeah,
they do.
A lot.
Yeah.
They're going to stop.
And then we also
So there-
did a costume
Contest.
contest, which we judged, I think that's what I judged.
So one thing that might help with that a little tiny bit,
I wasn't here for
double file.
But that's what I judged.
Ooh, double what?
Double file might help with that. You've got 2 golf carts side by side. You shorten
Down the
it,
road.
you take up the whole road anyway,
Yeah,
and people on
Yeah.
both sides of the roads can see. You
Yeah.
shorten,
You
That's a
can't
good
see
idea.
Yes.
Would it be dangerous?
I don't know.
What
I'm
happens
trying
to
to.
cars? Are the cars not allowed to come down the street at that
I
time?
just really enjoy it and
How you
seeing
gonna
everything.
manage that?
It's nice.
we don't have that much traffic control,
Okay.
but I think that if a car is coming, they're gonna do one of 2 things. They're gonna be courteous and pull
I
aside.
think the best bet is to shorten the route.
Me too.
I think just shorten
Yeah,
the route.
just
I think
shorten
that's the,
That's safe.
if you
Yeah.
want to put Santa up front, you
I'm
want to
with
do double
Okay.
rows, that's
Yeah.
fine, but I think
I
make
think,
it
I think
shorter.
maybe a single
Yeah.
file too.
It's a good
because
number,
then
and
if
everybody
there's
gets into
people
it,
all
like,
along on
A lot
really.
of people who live over here aren't going to want to make the trek over to there. So
Like,
they make it more direct.
that one
They're more apt to do it.
Carmen, they do the whole hot chocolate thing, and they wanted to stop last year. I'm like, we'll do it after, and then
So
we're
we
done.
could do
and
some
it's like,
drive.
Or maybe alternate.
You know,
Yeah.
yeah.
We do, you know, more direct, and then maybe next year we do it less direct, but, you know, I don't know.
Yeah.
okay. So then we have breakfast with Santa, which Last year sucked.
Did it?
Everybody show up.
It was terrible.
What, the food?
No,
Or
just
Everybody,
the event.
the
It was-
everybody
attendance?
show up.
Really?
yeah.
Well, no, nobody, and I'm
And
going
then
to say
Santa
too,
left
I was
early, it was
here,
hot out.
oh, it was awful. And then I was here to do the,
The mimosas were good.
Man, that's
to
awful.
read, like we were doing story time, which, would have been nice, but then nobody showed up. Or they were all in the arts, right?
I think it was, I'm
But
trying
it
to
was
remember
hot and
why,
Santa left
but I
early.
think it was, they didn't put it out there until like a week
No.
or two ahead of
It's the
time. And
communication
everybody already
again.
had their plans.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
I
It's
think
always
that's what
the
it was. It was
communication.
just like,
We need, if we could make those signs not just like for the garage sale, but also for breakfast with
date.
Santa, that could be used every year,
Right.
this Saturday, and you put it out, on
Right.
Monday or whatever.
But we should start it right after Thanksgiving.
So
We should start advertising.
Yeah, exactly.
what I would like to see, because every time we have these meetings, we do talk about these great ideas, but then,
Then nothing ever happens. We've
Right.
been doing it for 3 years.
so I think if we can have like a special events meeting in 2 weeks from now, and then everyone who has responsibility for an event, you bring your plan, your idea, your time, what do we need? Is this a community event? Are we raising funds for the plaza? And we just have a separate 1-hour planning meeting so that we can give everything to Faye and they can start working on flyers. We can narrow down logistics, how many volunteers we need. When I send out the meeting minutes, never on time, but when I send out the meeting minutes this weekend, I can put together an agenda for each event that we have going on and who's overseeing it, so that you have a guideline of what you need to start thinking about planning, and then we can regroup in 2 weeks.
Sounds perfect.
My thoughts.
Sounds
5
great.
o'clock?
what if we have some kind of folder or something, and you put how the event went afterwards, just like really quick, and that way you have it next year? to look
Like
at
a
how the-
comment box or something?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
even a spiral notebook, and you write,
Yeah,
Oh, that's a
you
good
know,
idea.
Christmas, holiday, or whatever, and just at the end, just write a few things.
Yeah.
Or
So-
like even here, like, okay, have one person just put down whatever.
Yeah.
So,
Because like you're trying to think of, yeah, like this was horrible,
see
don't do
When you
this.
guys do your BEOs, so when I used to do my BEOs, at the end of each event, I would go through and the next page would be, this was a disaster, do this again,
I know.
let's work on this.
It's always the
And
negative.
then you have your notes for the
But
following
that's okay,
year.
then you don't do that again.
True.
You forget it.
Remember when you plan.
yeah, so we don't do them straight off BEOs, but I keep a hard copy of all of the things that I take my notes of.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So just a silly question. Are all these dates officially hard dates?
Yes.
So can they already be put on the Connect calendar accurately?
If we're gonna do it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I believe.
And a flyer that says save the date. And
Yeah.
So
put it
the
up there.
only thing that we need to change is the yard sale we're gonna do on,
The
11/11.
Um,
So when's the Halloween parade?
The trunk or treat is gonna be on the 28th.
Is that the same day? So the parade is the same day?
No,
That's what I was asking. Which-
The
the trunk or
parade-
treat, we're not doing a Halloween.
No, the parade,
Oh, you're not doing
no, the
Halloween
parade,
parade?
we were
No.
just speaking about the Christmas parade, the Christmas golf cart
Okay.
parade.
Right.
Yeah. When's that?
When's that
gonna be?
going down?
That Christmas one's December 9th.
December 9th is not, okay.
Yeah.
for the December 1st, the bingo,
Yes.
is it okayed that I start getting it together as like all, me and a bunch of people, but getting it together and it's approved, or we have to wait for the fundraising piece?
No, I think we're good with just December 1st. So here's, that's the reason and answer. So we didn't do the October calendar yet, right?
It is not out, but it has been worked on, but it's
So-
not
The
published.
ladies had mentioned, which is a great idea now that we're doing Dart Night.
Mhm.
Instead of having live music here and you have darts there, why not just have a DJ, or it's dead up here when people are down there?
Until it's done.
Yeah.
So maybe you switch your DJ night from Saturday to Friday and you put your live music on Saturdays,
Yeah.
and then list what our live music is, because I might not want to hear country music, but if someone's playing Dave Matthews, I'm
Yes,
going to come
please.
up here.
Yeah.
early and get a seat. So that would be important.
Whoever was last week on Friday, it was a guy that played the organ and he had his sidekick. I don't know who that was.
Yeah.
They were awesome.
Yeah.
There's only 6 of us up here, I think, 6 or 7
Really?
people.
I heard about him.
So good.
And they just
I wish I would have brought my kids up here. It was great.
revised.
Or told more people.
They're coming again.
Are they?
Like, aren't they coming the 21st?
It was the soul.
It was the second.
And let's put it out there, like, these
Second is going to
these
be
guys were
amazing.
amazing.
They
They
said
had
it was
a
good.
screen up there. They took different requests.
So,
They're really good.
so for October, if we can just kind of switch the live music and the DJ nights.
Yeah.
So that we get more participation. So it's embarrassing. If you're playing up here for
Yeah.
6 people, you feel
Right.
like you're doing
Yeah.
a good job.
Right.
Yeah, no, definitely, I agree.
And then the only other thing, like I have a bunch of other stuff, but they talked about a Sunday. We were supposed to do Sunday Fun Day every Sunday through summer. That
Mhm.
didn't happen. So the ladies, which sounds like a fun day, doing a Sunday Fun Day, like a pool float day. Like you can bring up your floaties, float around in the pool.
Sunday float day.
And then you have like your floats or, it's after the brunch hour though. So if you have Sunday brunch 11 to 1, pool float time is 1 to 4.
Yeah.
And you have happy hour or something, but just to keep people, like different groups of people engaged in being here.
And the NFL ticket is what, at 4 and 7 or 1 and, it's 2 different games on
Games.
Sunday.
Yeah. 1 and 4. There's the 1 and 4 game and then the 8:15 late games, but.
But at least you can get more people
Nobody's-
engaged on Sunday if you have
No, but that's one of the things that
Yeah.
float
come up,
things,
Yeah.
like,
got your football.
Well, and I also think as well, if we did like the float things, a lot of wives would probably be more entailed to come up here if
Well,
their
and
husband's coming to watch the game or something.
Yeah, and you can float in the pool.
on your little
and they
float.
That's a good idea.
have to
Yeah.
And those
figure out which
games
games
that
it
we
is and market
purchased
it.
for Sunday Fun Day.
Facebook it out there.
Those
Well, they
games
used
that
to
we
do,
purchased
if you
for
wear the
Sunday
football
Fun
jersey,
Day.
you get 1 free beer.
So
then more
still
people
out
would
there.
come.
the games,
Try that
yes,
again.
yeah, it's
The
the best, like,
basketball, the volleyball.
yeah, and like
really been out there.
cornhole and sports. Yeah. Yeah.
We're gonna get one.
We should say it.
Yes, you should,
Um,
yes.
On one of the Sundays.
That's why we're asking for a special day.
I don't know if it was last year or 2 years ago, everything kind of jumbles in my head, but
Yeah.
they used to do, if you wear a jersey, on a Sunday you get a free beer.
Cool.
And so that brought people here, and then of course they're gonna buy another one. Or
Yeah.
maybe you can say free beer or root beer or whatever if they don't drink. Or,
Yeah.
like you get your first drink free if you wear your jersey.
I bet.
It made
I like that.
more people here. And they used to do squares too, but I don't know how that worked.
Yeah.
They would do plastic gift cards, and you could have a ton of people up here, but.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that. Free beer.
Well, and I've been to a few committees this week, but we have different things that we need to, like there's a half keg of a certain beer that has to be gone. We're already
But that
trying.
one is a free one.
Yeah, but that would get the,
Right,
we need it gone, and then there's some other liquors and stuff that would be perfect
Get rid of it.
to do that
Yeah.
with, so
I think so.
I don't remember.
You've done the bus stops.
We're gonna put you out there giving it away.
Better than say beer corner.
Yeah.
Anything else? Everyone's good?
I came here to present something, I'm not part of the board, so.
Yeah, go ahead.
I had, and I apologize for the lateness on this, because I thought about it months ago. There was, when we first did this, the turnover thing and had the activity committee, we talked about theme dances. We talked about the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s.
Mhm, I remember that.
I came up with one the other day, months ago, a forgotten oldies dance. You always hear the same.
Yeah, I was gonna say, some of the ladies were talking about line dancing.
I would love to.
Yeah, that would be so fun.
Right, but that's, country music is done all the time. It's interesting watching people when they have a song come on they haven't heard in so long.
Yeah.
You always hear the same music at dances.
Mhm.
Right, so a possibility for you, you got 20 in your plates,
Forgotten
a
oldies.
forgotten oldies dance, specifically that. It's not gonna be your mainline song. It's not gonna be the things you hear every single time. So, and you guys decide top 10, top 20 on the Billboard charts. There's a lot out there.
Yeah.
So that was one. Also, for a woman who knows about gambling, you knew the terms, so you ain't fooling me. The second thing, and you gotta stay with me on this one because it's gonna be bizarre, but there's a lot of talent in the community.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of people who think they have talent.
Yeah.
And whether you're in the car, well, kind of, yes, exactly. Whether you're in the car by yourself or you're in the shower, that song comes on, what do we all do?
Sing.
Whether we can or not.
Right.
A lip sync contest.
A lip sync.
However, if you're going to do that, and I'd like to be part of it if you do it, approved songs. You just can't get up there and do any old thing you want to do. That's something that people know. But it can be a cover. For instance, that we all think, except for this one, know the sound of silence. But then a metal band called Disturbed did a rendition of it.
It's cool. It is so good.
Disturbed does.
I know, my husband's favorite.
Oh, mine too.
So think about, and Paul Simon, who wrote Sound of Silence,
Yeah.
said it was the best version he's ever seen.
Yeah.
Okay? Think of, you get some group or a single person up there doing a great lip sync to that song, and you also decide the categories. Do you want them to do air instruments? Okay, or whatever, but one or more people as a group or individuals doing these things, it can be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Karaoke's scary, because you get the people who get up there who think they can sing.
Right, yeah, they do.
You know, in the meantime, they're as tone deaf as I am. Right? But with this thing, you have your categories, prices, a single artist, or a band or a group. Even that one example I made of the Sound of Silence. Different people can do different leads. Let's say you've got that 10-year-old kid who gets up there to do that. That's that part of the song that's just monster, and they're lip syncing their hearts out.
Yeah, I
The
think that would
audience
be.
is like, oh. The parents are like, I'm going to send you to college.
All right.
And you also think whether or not you want it Disney themed or not. We are in the Shadow of the Mouse. There's a bunch of songs. So it's an idea for an event.
Yeah.
It's bigger, it's the community.
Or even like Championsgate Got Talent. Or
Right, that's what I'm talking about, yeah.
Right, okay. But that way, no one has to sing.
Right.
You know, we can come up with enough microphones. Okay, I've got a few, you know, and we can make it look really good.
And it could be a fun night,
You
yeah.
know what'd be
Fun
funny
night.
too? They have blow up instruments. You can get like a party
Oh,
store.
that would- that would be
Go up there with like a
fun.
fake guitar and like, you know.
Yeah.
Although Kayla bring her real.
That's what I wanted to propose to the group. If you do go with that one, I want to be part of it.
Getting in charge of it.
Right.
That's right.
An important part, though, is the approved song list. Because
Yes.
we don't want people to go up there and do it. And
They say, yeah, bad words,
I'm
yeah.
no goody goody.
Yeah.
You don't want the thong song going on. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. You just
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah,
You don't
certainly,
know the thong song good.
that's right. You don't want to offend anybody, talking
Yeah.
about women and other
Right.
stuff.
Right. And,
Body parts and all that, yeah.
right. So that's my idea. If I can help with that one, done.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
I have it down.
All right, thank you.
I'm gonna count this for that one.
Yes.
Okay,
You're
we're
gonna be the
officially
lead of it.
open the meeting.
But,
What's that?
so you need to give people 3 months to prep,
Got any time?
okay? It can't be like 6 months.
Get their audition email. I don't.
I did.
One other thing about your event calendars, the
Yes.
person who maintains 2 of our Facebook pages, the individual flyers help. You've got ideas. Give me on one page the next 4 events.
And we talked
One-stop
about,
shopping.
or a week of events with the food special, the music, what the genre is, or who the
Yeah.
artist is, like
So
Monday
this
to
week,
Friday.
at the plaza, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, so you can see everything
Yes.
outlined right in front of you, boom.
Yeah.
No
That's not
confusion.
what I'm talking about.
Oh.
That's good, but I want the next 4 months.
Oh, you mean,
Yeah.
once.
Oh,
Rolling, keep
Can
it
you
rolling.
Save the
Can
date.
you make sure I have
Right.
your email address and,
So then you can put on your
I get it
calendar
right.
ahead of time and not.
right.
Right, because it might
But
get,
we're trying to still plan 2 or 3 months out. Let's baby steps.
we've had
Baby
catch
steps.
Yes, right. So we're getting there.
I'll come back.
So ended at 6:26.
6:26.
6:26 p.m. Okay. You're welcome.